Hi, today we're going to be demonstrating how to do a Facebow registration. The things you will be needing include a Facebow with the Nasion assembly. You will be needing the assembly jig or transfer jig, a screw for your Facebow, the bite fork, piece of base plate wax, a bowl with a plastic bag, and hot water. First thing you want to do is to ensure that you have the correct relation of your transfer assembly jig. You want to make sure that you mark the toggles and the top of the assembly jig. Take a marker and mark the area where it has the number. You want to make sure that the first toggle has the tightener on the left side. The second toggle should have a flat surface facing you and should be marked. The third toggle should have a hole for the bite fork to be placed on the right side. To do your Facebow registration, take your base plate wax and insert it into the warm water so that it becomes malleable. Fold the base plate wax in half. When you place the base plate wax onto your bite fork, make sure that the notch is facing you and you do not cover the notch with the wax. Place the wax on the bite fork as follows. Fold the corners so that it is evenly contoured onto the bite fork. You may cut off the excess wax with a knife if you so choose. Once you have adapted the wax to your bite fork, immerse it back into the hot water so that it becomes tempered. Make sure you wear gloves during this entire process. Now, take your bite fork over to your patient. Advise the patient not to bite when you insert the bite fork into their mouth. You want to record the patient's maxillary cusps on your bite fork. The notch should be aligned to the patient's midline. Center it to the patient's midline as follows. Then carefully press, using your thumbs, the cusps of the patient's maxilla into the wax. Once you have ensured that the maxillary teeth and their cusps have been captured in the bite fork wax, remove it. You're going to cool the wax by running it under cold water. Insert the bite fork into the patient's mouth. Align the cusp tips to the bite fork. Ask the patient to use their thumbs and hold the bite fork in place. You are going to place the ear portions of your Facebow into the patient's external auditory meatus as follows. Ask the patient to grasp the Facebow with the remaining fingers as follows. Tilt the Facebow upward and adjust it so that the Nasion process of the Facebow is contacting the Nasion. Tighten the Facebow with the screw and push against the Facebow arm so that it's tight against the patient. You can also ask the patient to assist you in this process. Tighten the screw. At the same time, you want to push down on the Nasion assembly as much as the patient can stand so that it's tight, using your thumb, and tighten the screw. Ask the patient to continue to hold this position. Then retrieve your transfer assembly jig and the screw. First, attach the bite fork into the third toggle as follows. Make sure your assembly is loose. Then, the toggle that displays the numbers should be aligned with the Facebow, the number facing you, and should be tightened using the screw. Going back to the third toggle, push the third toggle as close as possible to the patient's lips. And tighten. As much as you can. Go to the first toggle and push it upward on the vertical rod of the transfer assembly jig as much as you can and tighten. Once that you have ensured that all pieces of the Facebow have been assembled, ask the patient to gently let go. The Facebow should not move once the patient releases their hands. That is when you know that you have done the Facebow assembly correctly. To remove the transfer jig and capture the patient's relationship of the maxilla, remove the screw at the very top. That is the only piece that you loosen. Ask the patient also to grasp the Facebow with their hands again. Remove the screw and slowly remove the bite fork. Do not loosen anything else in this jig, because it is important that you continue to have this assembly captured. This concludes how to do a Facebow registration. I hope this helps.